Friends, welcome again. And before anything else, let us ask God Almighty to help us. I will invite our postulant Benita to say a prayer.
Dear God, we thank you for this beautiful day and for the gift of our life. Thank you for providing us with every necessity of life. Thank you for our parents who love and care for us, guide us and mold us, thinking of our well-being always. Thank you for the gift of education, which helps us be knowledgeable and acquire wisdom. Today, as we are going to participate the session on tips to excel in studies, help us to be attentive and get best out of this session. Oh God, help us to recognize our hidden talents in us and use all the lessons that we learn to excel in our studies. May all the efforts of the sisters who organize this program and the efforts of the students who participate in view of a better performance in life and studies bear fruits in our lives in abundance.
A very good evening to each one of you and welcome to the basic integrated course of 5 skills. I am Sister Prasanna of the Daughters of St. Paul and I serve in our Pauline Export section. Today we will be discussing on tips to excel in studies. Success in our studies is not determined only by how much we study, but also on how we study. There are different techniques and methods for remembering the points and preparing for our exam. Good study habits can boost your self-esteem, competence, and confidence. They can also help with test and deadline anxiety. You may be able to reduce the number of hours you spend studying by learning excellent study techniques, leaving more time for other things in your life. Today, I am privileged to introduce to you the resource person of the day, Sister Maria Rekha from the Daughters of St. Paul, Bandra. She is currently working at our Pauline Digital Department, along with Sister Joanna, seeing to our website paulineindia.org. Online marketing of our Pauline publications and assist to conduct online webinars. She has completed her degree in commerce, finance and taxation and has contributed to various fields of our mission. Speaking about Sister Maria Rekha, first of all, I have a close rapport with her. Working together and knowing her for several years, I can say that she is a dynamic person, creative, very zealous, and can be entrusted with anything which she will put her mind and heart to bring it to completion. She is intelligent, smart, and good learner too. Being the topper of the college in her subject, I feel she is the right person to speak to you all on this topic. She is going to share her knowledge and experience with all of you, dear young people out there. And I am sure she will give you some tips to study better and guide you on how to prepare for your exams. Over to you, Sister Maria Rekha. The floor is yours.
At the outset, let me ask you a simple question. How many of you really enjoy studying? You love doing assignments, your project, etc. Let me know. Yes? Very good. Daniela, then? No one else? I don't see any hands. You can raise hand, thumbs up, or chat. Anything is allowed. Yes, yes. Oh, now I see many hands raised. Yes, we love studying. When we love studying, we perform better. Now you know already our topic, right? How to excel in studies. You may be following already certain method of studies, right? In your school, your teachers tell you. Now today I will tell you certain tips adding to already what you follow. If it helps you, you can take it and go ahead. Let me remind you, friends, that every walk of life has its own comforts and thorns. And students' life is one of the best period of life which you would never get back if we miss these days. But we all of us know it's not without any difficulties, right? We have to early morning rush to the school, write assignments, study the subjects daily. And the most difficult thing would be clearing our exams with good grades. Is it not? Yes. We are challenged that we have to clear the exams and perform well in our exams. Now, Sister, could you please share, Sister Joanna, the screen? One of the Brazilian footballer, Peel, says that success is not accident. It is hard work, persevering, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Yes, dear friends, the first step to success is that love what you do. We always remember the song we love, right? Yes, the chat we had with our friends. Last time we watched a movie, and the list goes on. Same applies to study as well. If we show interest and love our subject, surely we will succeed and perform well. Well, why some of us are unable to study? You must have heard or you have come across in your life that some students are unable to study or concentrate, right? Next slide.
Just a minute, huh? Yeah.
Okay. What do you think could be the reason why some students are unable to study? Can any of you answer? You can unmute and please remember to mute back. Otherwise, it disturbs others, won't be able to concentrate.
Family background.
Yes. Good. Then?
Having a good posture, sitting in a good posture.
Okay.
Distractions.
Distractions. Yes, yes. You all are
Some
excellent.
don't have an interest in that.
Interest in studies. Yes, exactly. So there are many
Having
reasons.
enough sleep.
Yes.
Having enough sleep.
Okay, okay. Sleep. Yeah, yes. Whatever you said is right. So family background. When there is problem in the family, we are not able to concentrate exactly on our studies, right? If you face any of your friends or you yourself facing this issue, it's better that you make your parents to understand. Or if your parents are not willing to listen to you, you may have a mentor, guide, teacher, tuition teacher, whoever is able to talk to your parents, tell them that it disturbs your study. Then there are personal problems, right? Don't we have that? Yes, we have a lot of problems, especially with friends. We fight with our parents, teachers, sometimes misunderstanding with the teachers. That too disturbs our studies. My dear friends, today let me remind you, when you choose your friend circle, be very cautious, or at least at this time, because if you are a friend of someone who is so distracted in the class and not able to concentrate in the class, if you're sitting with him or her, you also won't be able to concentrate. And let me tell you, and I'll be telling in the next topics as well, that concentrating in the class is the first thing to learn. Because if you study by yourself, it will take twice the amount of time than listening to someone. When someone teaches us, it's better and faster to learn. So remember this, when the teacher is teaching in the class, remember to take notes and concentrate. Therefore, avoid friends who are so distracted and disturbing you in the class. I myself have heard my friends saying some of the concepts, if you don't learn, you would never learn, because teachers are the best people who can teach you the right way. I have heard my friends saying that they never learned that particular thing because they were sitting with the friends who are so distracted and noisy and not able to that concept till today. See, we grow out of the school, and not that we stop learning there. We carry forward whatever we learn to the future, whatever we are going to perform in our work or in our career. So remember that you learn and listen in the class. Therefore, avoid unnecessary charts in the class. Then defective study method. Some of the defective study method could be memorizing without understanding. So how many times you read, you would not by heart. You won't be able to memorize because you have not understood the concept. Postponing. Postponing is a very, very bad thing to do for studies, because if you don't study today, it's going to be double tomorrow, and the day after it's going to be increasing day by day. So remember that every day's portion, just at least read through before going to bed. Or studying with, now these days all of us have smartphones and we are studying from the phones most of the time. Then we tend to have our phones with us, watching all the time. And if you have phone with you, always the notifications come, or TV turned on, or sitting in the living room and studying. All this disturbs us from concentrating. And the last could be no interest in studies at all. When we don't have interest, surely we won't be able to perform well. Now, let me tell you, dear friends, each of you very clearly have this in mind, that our performance in studies do matter a lot. There are many students these days, or at least with gadgets, we get the forward message saying that you can do some other things instead of studies, and you can do well better even though you have not scored good marks, or you have not studied during the years course of your up to 12th standard. You can choose different skills and so on. But let me remind you that it could be at least or handful of people who are successful without studies. And we caught one of the famous man, the wealthiest man, Bill Gates. Have you heard of Bill Gates? Yes?
Yes, sister.
Yes, all of you know, yes?
Yes, sister.
Founder of
Yes,
Microsoft software. And today, who is no one who uses computer without Microsoft software? Yes. So we say, if you know his biography, he is a Harvard dropout. Harvard is one of the famous universities in the world. He is a Harvard dropout. How his parents asked him to do law, but it was not his interest. He was more into technology and computer field. So he quit his college in the first year and founded, of course, Microsoft. So we say many times, I hear especially college students saying that Bill Gates is the wealthiest man without a degree, so why should I study? No, my dear friends, if only you know his life story, how many hours he spent in front of the system to bring about this Microsoft. And if you know that when he was in his schooling, he scored out of 1,500 mark, if I'm not mistaken, 1,490. And that's how he was able to get into Harvard University. So when next time someone tells you marks are not important, you don't need to study during the year, please remember, we have to, whatever we are doing, we have to focus. So if you are not interested in a particular subject, okay, you can choose the right career. That's how. If you remember, all those who attended last week's class, career guidance, you would know. Father reminded that it's not the parents' career you are called to do, but your own career. You follow your own heart. So that's how Bill Gates followed his own heart, and he was able to come up with this, the best software in the world. Now, the former South African president says, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So Gandhiji also says, no, to change the world, we have to change ourselves. So education is the most important thing. And even Malala, have you heard she's a Pakistani woman who fights for.
Sister.
Yes, you have
Sister.
heard. Yes, you have heard. Yes, she fights for young women's education. Even she says, one child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world. So it's very important that we study well. Education, not only just for scoring marks, but for our knowledge. When we know, then we will be able to be confident and speak for truth and justice, stand for truth and justice. If you get a chance, read Malala's biography. It's very, very good, very inspiring, especially for you students, because when she was at your age, she fought for women's right, I mean, young women's right, and she won the Nobel Prize for it. Now, some of the good habits for better study. Today's session, before that, let me tell you 4 parts. First, we will see how throughout the year you can plan your subject study and immediate preparation just before the examination. Then exam to-dos and paper presentation tips. So the first part now will go to study routine. Every day, how do I plan my study routine? It's not that 24 hours you keep studying. You have to play, exercise, and have conversation with your family members, friends, and games. All that is part of your day, and study is also part of your day. So how you can organize your day? Some of the good habits for better study could be, let me tell you, first thing, pray before and after study. Now you may ask, why pray? You know, before we could come actually to study, we are distracted with many things. We go to play, or we were watching TV, or we were talking with our parents, whatever we were doing. When we come to study, that thought tend to linger. So when you come to study, just sit, relax, and pray. If you don't want to pray anything, just concentrate on your breathing. That helps your mind to relax and you can concentrate better. That's why everyone says pray before and after study. Avoid noise. I already told you, do not sit in the living room or have your phones on, have your headphones on, music, okay, fine. But any other thing, you're listening to something else, and if you read book, you won't be able to concentrate better. So avoid noise. Make a timetable for study. I'll be telling you in the next topic as well. Just remind you that make a timetable for study. Have necessary classroom articles like pen, pencil, notebooks, a bottle of water readily available. So that you don't need to get up and walk each time, get the thing and come back. So have that all this in your study table. Eat a good food. If you are hungry, you won't be able to concentrate. Therefore, eat a good food and balanced diet. Be attentive in the class. I already told you, being attentive in the class is the best way to learn. I tell you, that's the most easy way to learn, because I have tried. There are times when I solve my maths problem, even 2 hours, 3 hours, one problem, because I have not paid attention in the class or the new problem which I tried to solve by myself. But when the teachers teach, it's very easy to solve, because they know they know the method of drawing a conclusion. Now have a positive attitude towards study. So I already told you, if you don't show interest, then it's difficult to study. Okay. Now how we can have a daily routine? Am I very fast? Hello?
No, sister.
No? Oh,
No,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
No,
So
sister.
now focus is the most important thing. Once when Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, have you heard of Warren Buffett? He's also one of the wealthiest man and a businessman. So when they happened to meet over a dinner, Bill's dad asked him once, what could be the reason that they are so successful? Then both of them almost in chorus said that because they focus on what they do. It's not that just 1 hour, 2 hours they spend hours and almost months, years over that what they were doing. That's how they are successful. Not only Bill or Warren, many successful people, if you listen to their stories, they come up with this same thing, saying that they spend a lot of time on that to be successful. So what could be your daily routine. First, wake up with your alarm. How many of you really wake up with your alarm in the morning? No, when the alarm rings, let me snooze for another 5 minutes. Let me sleep another 10 minutes. No, please do not do this. You try this. Yes, very good. Analyze. So you try this, wake up with your alarm without snoozing it off, or let me sleep another 5 minutes. You will be fresh whole day during the day. I do this. I don't keep my alarm early or later. I just keep on time to wake up so that I don't have the tendency to go back to bed again. So wake up with your alarm. If you have a trip to go with your friends, don't you jump out of bed excited? I'm going to with my friends and I'm going to my favorite place. So same thing happens. Yes, same thing happens when you, every day when you wake up, you have an expectation for the day. I would be doing this day. Therefore, wake up with your alarm and you will be fresh throughout the day. Then you can have a physical exercise of 20 minutes. You can go for a walk or jogging, or go with your favorite pet, take them along with you to the park or whatever, wherever possible for you. So, and do all this in silence. The first hour of the day, try to remain silent. Why silence? Our brain is fresh in the morning and it has to realize, it has to understand that you are awake from sleep and I am ready for the day's action. Therefore, morning, that 1 hour of course household, you can help your parents, whatever you would be doing, at least that 1 hour of the day, just try to remain silent. Then you can start with your studies. Before going to school, if time permits, study in the morning, first hour of the day. You can have the revision of yesterday's class, whatever happened. Now it's better you study the numerical subjects in the morning because your mind is still fresh. You're not thinking of what happened during the day, all that thing. So maths or physics or chemistry, whatever you want to study, you can study. Now, I already told you sleep is the most important thing. Did I say? I just mentioned sleep. Good morning starts with good night's sleep. Okay, have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. How many of you sleep 7 to 8 hours? Now, with all these gadgets on, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, how many of you are able to get? Yes. See, we all of us have smartphones. Yes. Yes. Now, the whole day I am using my phone. If I don't charge tomorrow, will I be able to use? Will I be able to use? No, right? No. So same thing happens with our brain. Our brain is the thing constantly functioning. Okay, whole day it's functioning. Even in sleep it functions, but it relaxes, they say. So it processes the information. So if you don't sleep properly, at least 7 to 8 hours, the next day your mind is not fresh to concentrate. I tell you, then it is difficult for you to study. Especially if you have to do some technical subjects, it's better that you study. And if you have to perform for exams or you have to write exams, whatever you have to do, you make sure that you are studying at least, you are sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours. There was research done in the same Harvard University that some people were given a task and who were sleeping less amount of time, and some were given the same task but they had a good amount of sleep. But when the result was out, the people who slept well were able to solve that problem easily than the people who were not able to, who were not sleeping the amount of time given. Okay, so it's better that you sleep. And when you sleep, I tell you, please don't keep your phones on the bed where you're sleeping, because you know the phone has always the vibration. So it's better that you keep next to you chair, table. It's better they say keep outside the room, but it's not possible in many houses, I know. So you keep out of your bed where you are sleeping, and turn off notifications, please. Night when you sleep, turn off notifications and remove the vibration mode. Keep the phone in silence so that you will have a good amount of sleep. Next point, SMART goals. Goal setting is most important for a student. Do you remember Dr. Rohini's class? So much she stressed on goal setting, right?
Yes, sister.
Yes. Any of you remember her?
Yes, sister.
Yes, SMART goals. Can you tell me?
Specific, measurable,
Yes.
achievable,
Mm,
relevant, time
yes,
bound.
time bound. Yes, SMART goals. Good. You remember well her class and other classes also. So,
I took notes, sister.
yes, ma?
I took
Yes.
notes.
You took notes. Very good. Very good. Now, these SMART goals, I heard sister saying that many of you very good send your goals to sister. But if any of you have not sent your goals set, the shortest goal you can set is for the coming year examination. For example, if you, that goal should be short. I mean, it really can be short because specific period of time mentioned, only 1 year, this academic year. If I have scored 70% in the term examination, that is half yearly or quarterly or half yearly, now you can perform better 80% in our final examination. Is that okay? Can we set that goal as, yes, short
Yes,
goal,
sir.
achievable,
Yes, sister.
measurable,
Yes,
and
sister.
it's realistic
Yes,
goal.
sister.
Yes. So at the end of the class, you can send to Sister Joanna, what is your goal for this academic year? Okay. Now, next thing is reconsider multitasking. You know, many students or many people here, I hear them saying many things they do at a time and they say they are able to concentrate. Let me remind you, my friends, our brain can concentrate one thing at a time. Whether you are reading a book, listening to your music, or listening to a conversation, or you are speaking, whatever may be, our brain functions one at a time. So remember that if you are a person, I can read book, listen to music without lyrics better. But if you are listening to a song or watching TV, avoid that because it takes so much time to study the subject. So remember, do not do multiple things at a time. If you want to study, you study. And you say if you are not able to concentrate, close your book, go out, talk to your parents, or so much noise in the living room, I want to join. Yes, go speak to them and come back to study. Now, some of the scientific study tips, I already mentioned some of them. Now, once again, I will just repeat them. We will go faster in this place because most of them I already explained. Music without lyrics could be better. Many people say that because rhythmatic music help you to concentrate. And also, if you are a person of auditory learning, it's called that listening helps you to remember better. For example, we remember the songs better than the subjects we study. So if you are that type of learner, you can record your own voice, long answer, especially 10 mark, 15 marks answer, you can record and listen to it. That way you learn faster. Subject variety. Instead of concentrating one particular subject throughout the day, you can go from one subject to other. For example, in the morning, I saw already maths because morning numerical subjects better for me to study. Then in the afternoon, you can go to a lighter subject to language or some other subjects that interest you. In that way, our mind tends to, when you go back to the same subject, what you studied in the morning, our mind tends to recall back. So it's somewhere I read, it is not that what you read that make you learned, but what you reflect. So if we constantly keep reading, I don't think so you will be able to learn better. But when you recall, that also I will be saying in the next topic. Take break. If you're studying for 25 minutes or 1 hour, take 5 to 10 minutes of break, go in the fresh air, then come back to study. That way you relax yourself and your mind can better concentrate. Exercise, I already told you, you can do morning at least 20 minutes of exercise. Take notes and make notes. one of the best ways to study after listening to the class. I mean, listening when the teacher teaches you, best way to remember and study continuously is that when you take notes, you make your own notes. Most of the time in the school, they give us the notes. Teacher dictates or you take notes, whatever you want to do. But I think high school students, higher secondary school students, already you can start your own, making your own notes, because when you write by yourself, you can use diagrams, you can write in bullet points or whichever way, or if you are a good artist, you can do it in cartoon, whatever way you feel nice. And your notes don't need to be very pretty, but it just have to be neat and order, because when you go back, you have to be able to understand what you have written. So please take notes. And if you are not able to write in the class when teacher dictates itself, at the end of the class, you are given after every class 5 to 10 minutes of break. Just complete your notes. That would help you to learn better and easily to remember in the future. Then teach the concept to someone. This also I'll come back again, but now let me tell you another best way. 3 things most important. First, listen in the class, take notes, and another easy way to learn is that you become a teacher. You become a teacher to teach someone. Teach your friends. All of you were present when the story was going on. Were you?
Yes, sister.
Yes. How
Yes, sister.
Rahul and Gatu's story, if you notice, Gatu was studying, but he didn't allow Rahul to study. He said, you go to play. I'll show you. You can copy from me. Is it the right attitude? No, right?
No.
Yes, it's not the right attitude. If we are truly friends, we want our friends also to score better. And when you teach your friends, you actually learn better, because you are able to express completely what is the concept about. Therefore, next time when anyone comes to learn from you, remember you teach them. It's not beneficial just to them, but double beneficial to you. Okay. Solve a problem with a friend. Instead of doing it alone, you can do group studies, but make sure that give chance to other, take the opinions of other. Group study helps most people. So you can form a group and study. Then again comes sleep. So you have to have a good amount of sleep. Everything I referred, the most important thing stressed is that sleep. Sleep is the most important thing for our better study and better performance in our exams. Then test, do practice tests and mock tests. This I will be telling later in preparing for the examination. So we will see again. Now, some of the scientific techniques which are proved, these are studies conducted and proved. These techniques help the students. First one is study in chunks. Now, what is this technical word chunks? Very simple. You take a book, start reading. Now you start reading. After sometimes, now you are able to concentrate for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. After sometimes your mind wanders, you think of here and there something else, or you doze off. Just close your book. That is the perfect chunk of time. So next time you yourself can try what is your best chunk of time. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 25 minutes technically proved, but you can see for yourself how much amount of time you are able to concentrate. Then when that particular time is over, go out, take a 5 minutes break, then come back and read the concept again. In that break, our mind processes, try to complete what could be the next. If you remember, like if you are watching episodes, series, then one day, today they give you particular episode and you have to come back tomorrow for the episode. Now, what do you think? Once you finish that episode, your mind automatically thinks, right, what is going to happen tomorrow? Same thing happens with our study. So when you don't finish, go for a break and come back, your mind thinks, what could be the next? How can we draw a conclusion? So it is better for you to understand also in the future. Now, second technique is that 20 minutes read and 80% recite. Many of us tend to read the entire chapter. Yes, of course, you have to read the entire chapter, and we keep reading. But this technique says you read just 20%, and the 80% you have to recall, recite what you said. That is, you have to say it in your own words. So now I read a particular chapter, close your book. Now try to, you can say aloud in your homes, when you are in your own home, nobody is going to disturb you. So you can say aloud what actually I read in that particular chapter. Whatever you get, whatever you remember, try to recall. That actually helps you to learn better. Then you can also use your own examples. When you recite back, you can come up with your own examples, but remember, you make sure the examples are relevant to the particular concept. Make sure with your teachers. Then another scientific technique is called spaced repetition. So if I studied something in the morning, leave gap, you can study some other subject, then come back in the evening and try to recall what you studied in the morning. So when you leave space and get back, and when you mix subject and study, mind can think better and process the information. Then you are not completely blank when you go for the examination. I already spoke about notes. One of the scientific study techniques says taking your own notes. So I don't want to repeat that. Study like a teacher also, I told you, teach your friends. Now, this is one of the most proven technique. Scientific tip number 6 is called SQ3R method. You can see the PPT, right?
Yes, sister.
Yes, yes. S stands for survey, Q question, 3 R's are read, recite, and the most important thing is that revision. So before you start a particular chapter, in the introduction, first day of our class, if you remember, Miss Alzira was saying that if you, before going to school, if you read the chapter, when you go, it is easy for you. When teacher asks you, you are able to answer the question. You already know the content of the chapter. Yes, friends, it's very important that you read the entire chapter once, from first to the end. Then you ask question, what actually the particular chapter is teaching. Then the 3 R's, read, again, reread. If you don't understand, go back to the particular content and read again till you understand, and recite. I already told you, recite. You can recite, close your book and recite in your own words. If you are able to recite in your mind and able to express better, it's fine. But saying it aloud also helps you to remember and recall. And the most important thing is revision. Constant revision is needed for our study. That's how our whole academic year is divided, because you have first term, second term, quarterly, so that you have revision for your final examination. So now I explained already recite in the previous topic. Then we'll go to the next study technique or study tip, I would say, place. Now, some people tell you that you have to sit on a particular place, your table lamp is on, all your books are open, and in the same place every day. But it may not help for everyone. Some people, yes, able to study in a fixed place and same place, and it helps them to recall better. It's true that many people find it easy, but some may find it easy when they have their headphones on, but not with the lyrics, because you will be concentrating on the lyrics. Rhythmic music will help. Then, or sitting in the balcony or in the lawn or walking, or having some object in the hand, whichever way, then it is for you to identify whether you can study in the fixed place, in the fixed setup, or moving around. I'm not going to tell you. You, in the coming days, you can try which is apt for me. Now, next study technique is that make a timetable. I think I have put a timetable in the PPT. Sister, could you go to the
Yeah.
next slide?
Yes.
No, is it not here? Yes. See, it's somewhat here. I have just shown you a sample. You can prepare your own timetable. This especially before examination. Every day you don't have this amount of time, right? You have to go to school. I mean, even if you are attending online class from morning to evening, you have to attend class. But this is especially for during your exams, exam holiday timetable. So 5 hours in the morning and 5 hours in the evening, you can divide your day to study. So this, if you want, like it's available in the net, many different colorful timetables, whichever you feel good, make a timetable, or you yourself can make a particular timetable and keep. You can mark there which subject I studied, which chapter I studied today, so that you don't miss any particular chapter. Again, smart study technique number 9 is called sleep, because now and then I referred everything which I referred, I noticed that they keep saying that sleep is most important. Now it could be 7 to 8 hours, I said. You decide whichever time. If you are a person going to bed early, because I can wake up in the morning and study, you can do. But if you are a late person, you work in the night, that is what my home atmosphere allows me, because during the day there's a lot of noise, I'm not able to study. I can study better in the evening. Then it's for you to decide which time you want to sleep, but have a continuous sleep of 7 to 8 hours. So you can go late night, sit late night and study, but make sure that if you're going to bed 11 to 12, then wake up late in the morning, whichever way. Or if you're going to bed early, then you can wake up early in the morning and study. So I am not going to tell you should study only in the morning or you should study only in the night. It is each person. Some are some of the famous personalities themselves say that if you know, Facebook founder Mark says that he is able to concentrate better in the night, but Bill Gates, and I already told you, he can concentrate morning better. So it is each of us. I myself say that I can study better in the night. I can sit up and solve problems or whatever I can do. So each of you decide whichever is the apt time for you. Now we'll go to next topic, preparing for exams. Exam to-dos. What are the things we are going to do? Just before the examinations, I think we are given 3 to 5 weeks of holidays. Now, exam to-dos, just before that.
Previous one.
Previous one. Oh, I think, okay, I missed. Okay, one slide I missed, I think. Now, before we could go into examination, we have 3 to 5 weeks of holidays. In that, how are we going to study? I told you, immediate preparation, that is just before the examination. If you notice, 30 to 40% of the syllabus helps you or gets you at least 70 to 80% of the marks, right? Am I right that? Because some 2-3 chapters are very important, from where the 10-mark questions, the long answer questions are taken. Now, how do you identify which is very important? For this, I highly recommend to you, you can refer the previous year question papers, at least 5 to 7 years, I would say, because the pattern remains same. Especially maths and science examinations, only the numbers change, and don't just stick on to it, but most of the time it remains the same. So you can refer these question paper. Practicing the previous year question paper helps you. When you are those people who are anxious because of exams, it is best way that you overcome your anxious feeling. Because, you know, when you practice as if you are sitting in your exam hall, you are going to have your wristwatch on, and you look at the time, and you are going to complete that paper within 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So this helps you when you go to the examination. When you get the question paper, you are no more nervous, because you have the practice of completing the entire question paper within 3 hours. So I tell you, my dear friends, refer to the previous year question papers, sit in a place and write as if you are writing your examination. Then another way to find out, which is most important thing for me, is that just before the examination begins, your teacher already start telling you this portion is important. She will keep stressing some keywords and things like that. You can take notes of them, and sure, most of the time from there the questions come. I already told you when to study. That is the time that exam study checklist. I showed you timetable. You can take from the net, or you can create your own timetable of how you want to study. Then where to study? I told you that also have a designated place with your pens, pencil, or your books. Stick to your notebooks. During exams, please have your own notebook. That's why I'm telling you, please make notes during the course of your study, because when you write yourself, you understand better than the previous day of exam calling your friends, send me the notes through WhatsApp. No, it's not going to help you. So have your notes ready. That's how you are going to learn better, because just before the examination we are already anxious. Oh, how am I going to perform in that situation? If you don't have notes, someone else's handwriting, how are you going to understand? So stick to your own notes. That's highly recommended. Even the teachers also remind you, have your own notes, right? So remember that, have your own notes to perform better. Now I am going to exam to-dos. You may have certain ways of doing. You take if it is useful. Now you are sitting, imagine you are sitting in your exam hall. The question paper is given to you. First thing you have to do is that allot timing. When you have the question paper in the hand, you have first 1 mark question, then 2 marks, then comes 5, 10, 15 marks, whatever is your pattern. Now, when you get the question paper, you have already done the mock test. So when you get the question paper, now already I knew 10 minutes for my 1 mark. Is it not sufficient? 10 minutes for 1 mark questions, 10 questions we are given. If maximum, take 15 minutes, allot your time. If I am not able to complete that, leave that particular one question. You can leave 2-3 lines and go ahead. Because if you're stuck in a particular question, then you won't be able to make up for the long answer type question. So allot time. First 10 minutes or 15 minutes for 1 mark. 2 mark questions, maybe you could take 25 minutes. Then the entire amount of time, the whole lot of time, you leave for the long answers, because you have to write them well and you have to complete them. And you can go from any order. Read each question twice. Because now already we have practiced mock test papers, that means previous year's papers. When you read a particular sentence, you may think, oh, that question. No, sometimes the keyword may have changed. Instead of advantages, characteristics, or features, whatever is asked, make sure that you read the question paper twice, so that you do not make the mistake of answering the wrong answers. Then one more thing is that tick up. I think it is not allowed in many examination centers that you mark anything on the question paper. I don't think so they allow. If at all, but just you can keep a dot that what you have completed, so that you know what you have not completed. But make sure, if it is going to be like teachers may think that it's a malpractice, then do not attempt. If permitted, the situation of your school, how it is happening, I mean, how it is carried out. So if allowed, you can keep a dot against the question, whichever you have already completed. The next tip, I happened to read one of the research paper, or while doing a survey, that if something is from out of your syllabus, please attempt. That is, CBSE board itself has come up with an idea that if the question is from out of syllabus, they are giving you the full mark in spite of the answer is right or wrong. So you can attempt if you don't have negative marking. Some competitive exams have negative marking, so make sure that but I do know that in the schools we don't have negative marking, so you can attempt what is not asked in the examination in from your syllabus. If it is not asked, you can attempt. Now next thing, we will go into paper presentation tips. Now I know the content well. I studied the entire book thoroughly during my whole year of academics, and especially during the examination time. Now, paper presentation. Here, sister has shown you one slide. So now I will go from, we will go from paper presentation tips from science and maths.
Shall I stop sharing?
Yeah, you can stop, sister. I'll show.
Okay.
Okay, now we. Now you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Just a minute. Okay. See, I want to show you some of the sample papers. That's why I took this. I want to, can you see my share screen?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Yes, yes, sir.
yes. When you are solving science and maths paper, for 5-mark questions, write the answers in points. Most of the time, they ask you to write the advantages, disadvantages about a particular concept. So you can write in points, and you can, in the very first sentence itself, you can answer your questions. For example, here you see, Gandhiji decided to call off the non-cooperation movement because so and so things happening. So they have written in the bullet points. Objective type questions, you just underline your answers. That way teachers are able to identify better. Now, if there are points, if you can read, if the question is on distinguish between the answers, you can draw like this column so that teachers know that you know the particular concept clearly. That's the purpose of it. So you draw, make sure that you use your ruler and pencil, you draw nicely. And if for 2 marks, write at least 4 points. And if for 5 marks, you can write 5 to 6 points. You can see the sample, right? Now they ask you sometimes, it might come next page. These are some of the sample papers. Now when they ask in science, draw a diagram, do it neatly. See, they are not going to see the perfect, how pretty is your image. If you are asked to write a heart, draw heart or lungs or whatever, but you are supposed to mark the particular points, correct? So you make your diagram neat and clear. That's more important. So sharpen your pencil, draw a clear diagram. Then in social science paper, you are given map, right? So when you get a map, don't forget that you have to write your question number, roll number, and tie the map clearly, correct place. Instead of tying the map on the last page, you could tie in between, because the quality of the map papers are very fine. So 10 to 10, you can tie in between. Now we'll see math paper. When you are solving the math paper, you can have 2 margins. Other papers, you can have only 1 margin, but for maths, because you should have the working notes on. If you don't have the working notes, actually many times teachers say that you have copied or things like that. So have your working note, and there are people who do it on the last page. But I would recommend you do it, you divide your page. for the content, you leave a lot of space, and for the working note in the right side, leave little margin and try to work out your formulae or your calculation at the side. And people tell that you strike it off at the end. I don't strike it off. My teachers have never reduced my mark because I haven't strike it off. But if you feel that you have time that I remember to strike it off, then just to draw a line. Do not scratch it. Just draw a line that teacher can see your calculation actually. Then remember, when maths answers, you just draw a line, put the answers in the box, and remember to write. Maths have units, right? Either centimeter, meter, or numbers. So remember to write the units. Otherwise, you lose mark in that. See, like this 12.375 centimeters. You can write like this complete sentence. I used to write like this. Therefore, the area of shaded region is 12.375 centimeters. So you could write, and you can double line or put a box around it so that you know particularly which is the answer. When the teacher sees, she has got the correct answer. So for maths, some more examples I got it. See, when you draw the diagram also, when you use graph, do it clearly and neatly. See, she has put in the box, do it like that. Now we'll come next to the English paper. When in the English paper, if you are asked essays, don't write in bullet points. Essays mostly in paragraphs. And if you are asked for a 10 to 15 mark, you can write the entire essay in an outline in the first, at the beginning of the essay itself, so that your teacher will know that you have understood the whole concept, and what she needs to find out is in the first page itself. Therefore, when she says, okay, you have understood the concept and every point is there, then later it is explained detailed well. So have an outline of what is your essay. Outline could be begin with introduction, then the particular topic, what is asked about. You can say about whatever the particular topic. Then you can say its advantages, disadvantages, and draw a conclusion. So introduction and conclusion plays a very good role to score marks. Now some of the general tips. With that, I'll be finishing another 5 more minutes. Then we will finish our session. Write your paper neatly and legibly. I have put it there so that you can also see. If you want to take down any points, you can take down. Just this is also one of the ways of note making, right? So you can use short words, like if you are very good at it, or you can just write neatly. Then you will understand next time when you have to refer the notes. So write neatly and legibly. If you cut something, don't scratch it. Just draw a line. They will understand it's cut, and go to a next line and continue writing. Then draw a line. Leave a space between the first answer and second answer so that difference is there from the answers are differentiated. Okay, that is 16 number. This is the 17th answer. Then don't give extra information. This sometimes students tend to do because to fill up the pages. If advantage is asked, we will write the disadvantage as well. Please don't do that. If advantage is asked, only write the advantages, because teacher will be reading in the first page advantages. When she turns, she sees disadvantage. What happens? She thinks, okay, in a moment of this one, she may forget that you have already written the advantages. She sees the disadvantage. No, asked is advantage and she has written disadvantage. So you may lose mark. So remember that, don't give extra information because you have studied. So give the right answers. That's sufficient. And it will also save your time. At the end, remember to revise paper. When you get the question paper, at least make sure 10 to 15 minutes for you to revise the paper. Because hurry we write and we tend to forget. Okay, most of the time we write, but without our knowledge, we tend to forget question number, roll number, or in a hurry we may miss out the answer sheet to type properly. So remember, at least 15 minutes you leave for the going through the test answer sheets again. As far as possible, attempt the question in sequence so that you don't go to back and forth. If you start from, I would start always my questions from 1 mark onward. But if you are like feeling, no, I don't want to do that, I want to start from long answer, you can do so, but finish the long answers, then come back. So one sequence you finish so that it's not back and forth. For teacher also, which answer she has to go back and forth. Then better to be in order, right? So that they are happy to correct your papers. Write your paper, this all of you know, in blue or black, because other ink, green and red, the examiner uses. If you make mistake, just cancel it with a single line. I already told you. Then the last most important thing, note making time, you may use short form, shortcut, your SMS language, and whatever form you fill. But please don't repeat that in the examination, because your short SMS language, your teacher is not going to understand. So use a formal vocabulary and appropriate technical words. Science, especially science, you use the proper technical words if you want to score well in your examination. So with this, I complete my session.
Please unmute, Rekha. Yeah.
Okay. With this, I finish my session. Now you can ask any doubt, like which was not clear during the session. I hope I was not fast.
Yes, my young friends, and also parents who are there. Sister Rekha has given you a comprehensive understanding of how to excel in studies from her own experience, and you know who she is. She has been a topper in her college years. So you may be having some doubts. Now she has said some things, but you may be having a different experience while studying, which others also may have. And maybe Sister Rekha has not considered that. So maybe you can tell us that one. So Rekha can highlight that and give some tips on how to overcome those problems, etc. Okay. So the floor is yours, all of you. Yeah. Come. Was this Rekha very clear? Oh, you all didn't understand
Either
anything.
way, yeah, either way it could be.
Tell
Did
me.
you get anything that you can try in your studies? Is that anything you got?
Okay, all of you can unmute, except if you have some very loud noise close by, you can unmute. Yeah, and you can ask anything, or if you have some tips which you can
Yeah,
give Rekha.
I wanted to say that as well, because you are students and you know the best because you are studying. So if you have a tip that I have not covered, you can tell your friends. That's the best way you can help your friends to learn as well.
And I just want to remind you at this point of time, I'm marking all those whose cameras are closed.
And
that's a good thing. As far as the cameras are opening. Yeah, nobody has tips.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah,
yes.
come on.
While writing essay, we can write quotes. We get more marks in that. Quotes.
Okay.
Quotes, yes, very good. Yes, quotes.
So
you
Rekha,
can write.
you expand on that?
For example, if you are writing about particular topic, or we are writing an examination, essay on tips to excel in studies. Same thing, we will keep it. So if you notice, I used a particular quote, right? In the beginning of this one, Peel, a Brazilian footballer's quote I used, success is not accident. So you can something, a catchy word, you can begin just 2 lines, you can write in inverted. Introduction, When you start with the topic of the essay, you can write tips to excel in studies. Then the very first, you can write in inverted commas that success is not an accident. It is so much of hard work and learning, listening, persevering, whatever. So that adds 2 points, because if you notice, when you write quote in your own answer sheet, when you get, you see teacher marks separate that quote. So it's good that you add a quote to it. Okay, clear? You, when you read, that's why I said you come up with your own examination examples. That helps you. When you come up with your own examples, you know what to add during the examination, because you have your own examples to add. So you can quote personalities or something related to the topic. Then one more thing I wanted to tell you, formulae. Math students, many of the students I hear, they find difficult with maths paper. Is that anyone here like this? Very good.
No.
All of you love maths. Very good. I too love maths.
Sister, I'm very weak.
Oh, very
at
weak.
maths.
No, no worry, no worry. See, it's just
Yeah.
that you.
I am also weak a little bit in maths.
Okay, now let me tell you. See, I told you already, you can refer the previous year's paper so that you are confident with what are the sums. Okay, don't just completely rely on that. You can ask, try to understand the concept from the beginning itself. If you are not able to understand in the class atmosphere, you can go to your teachers. You can go to them privately, because one-to-one teaching might help. Okay, so you can go. Then if you're finding difficult to by heart formulae, you have a lot of formulas, right? So I would recommend you, when each chapter is completed, you write your formula in a particular paper and stick on a place where you will be seeing that paper every day. For example, in front of the mirror. Don't stick on walls and the whole house. Don't make it a sticky note house. But you can stick on the mirror or fridge where you see every day. And I would suggest, we have a book. I don't know if you will be able to see, because my virtual background, you won't be able to see. Mathematical formula from 6th to 10th, it is written 5th to 10th, but we have actually the formulas of from, I think now you'll be able to see better, I think, right? Even then not able to see. Okay, I'll put you in the chat afterwards, or Sister Joanna can show you that. That book, actually the entire formulas of 5th to 12th standard is there. So you can refer this book, you can have it side by side. I found it useful. I suggest my friends also to have this, because teachers can suggest to students all the formula in one book, so that you can, instead of turning the whole book, you can see the formula alone in this particular book. The best way, I would say, that you stick that paper in front of your own cupboard or mirror or whatever you see every day. Morning when you get up, just glance through it once. Every day you do it, you will be thorough with your formula. Okay, if your formula is wrong, the whole 10 mark going to be wrong. So remember, you study by heart. I mean, you study right. Very important, you study right the formula. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Sister, sorry
Yes.
for the interruption, sister,
Okay.
but my maths teacher once told me a method. We
Uh.
should itself create a formula book for ourselves.
Yes,
Whichever
yes.
we see in the book, we can write in a notebook.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's what I am telling you. You can write in a paper and stick on. Very good, very good. Any other question? Any other thing you want to
Sister,
share?
good
Yes.
evening.
Good evening.
Annalise's mom here.
Yes, ma'am.
I liked your tips, very useful. I'll keep that in mind and make sure I'll,
Yes,
tell Annalise also keep reminding her. I
yes.
just wanted to ask you if you have any tips for increasing the speed of writing. Do you have anything?
Increasing the speed of writing, actually it comes only from practice.
Writing practice.
Writing practice, whatever she has in mind. That's why I told you that mock test papers, previous year's papers, it's available in every library has got it.
Yes, we also
So
have it. Yeah.
give her time, allotted time, since you are interested, you can keep a watch. So like exactly 10-15 minutes, if she's able to finish that 1 mark question, it's very good. And long answers, see how fast she's able to write. If slow in writing, then what you could do is that out of time, other times, not only the mock test paper, other times she just have to keep writing things and improve yours. Slowly you have to improve your speed. Only by practicing. Writing comes only by practicing. So
Okay.
only I tell you, make notes in the class, because that also helps you. Teacher tends to dictate fast, so we also tend to write.
Okay,
That
okay,
would help.
good, okay, okay. But also, do you suggest, how do you suggest if there are big question, I mean, more marks questions and less marks questions, what do you suggest? Which one should
Okay.
be done first? I
Now
mean, just to, be a little fast.
Okay, now for example, 5 mark questions. Now I told you within 40 minutes of time, no, not, yeah, 40 minutes of time, you will cover the 30 marks. First 1 mark questions, 10 1 mark questions, and 2 mark questions, 20 marks. So 30 marks to another 70 marks you are got to write. So now 5 marks, I think 8 they give. I don't know if the pattern has changed. When I was there, 8 is. Yes, Catherine, I can see only Catherine on the screen. Sorry, since spotlighted. 8 5 mark question, right?
We have a different pattern. It's all right.
Okay, okay.
I just wanted to know whether,
Okay.
solving the more marks question first helps, or the less marks question first helps.
I suggest solving the less mark questions first, because that's why I told you, if you don't remember 8th answer, just skip that and go to 9th and 10th, finish it. So I told you, that's why first 10 1 mark questions within 10 to 15 minutes you try to cover. Then if you don't know 8th answer, just leave that. Don't ponder over it. Don't just stick on to it. Go ahead and go to 2 marks. Now in the 2 mark question, I don't know again 15th answer. What will I do? Don't stick on to it. Go to the 16th one. Complete writing. If you know 2 marks answers only going to be 3 line, leave a space and go ahead. Or you feel like I will write it last. Either way, it's okay. I think it's acceptable in both ways. So you can do it. Then 5 mark questions, I would tell you 7 minutes would be perfect for a particular answer, one answer. So try to attend the questions which are not lengthy, because when it is asked bullet points question, no, like write the characteristics,
Okay, that
or like
goes
advanced,
faster.
yeah, you can go
That
first
goes
because you
faster.
have to just write
Only
the points.
yeah.
Yeah, so 5 mark question means 7 to 8 points are sufficient. Now you will go to long answers, 10 to 15 marks, have 10 minutes or maximum 12 minutes. And this also I would highly suggest you, for maths, try to solve problems, because when you solve problems, you are clear with it. But if you are stuck with one particular problem, please leave space and go to next problem. If you please wear your wristwatch. Do not depend on the watch in the exam hall. Wear your wristwatch correct time. So within 10 minutes, if I haven't finished, please leave that space and go to the next. If you are stuck, sometimes maths problem, if you have not written correctly, you may tend to prolong because to complete the problem. Now, in that case, you leave space and complete what you know really, thoroughly, and you know that it is right. Then you can come back and clear. So you allot, if you are 15 mark question, 10 to 12 minutes. For 5 marks, 7 minutes, I would say, less than 7 minutes. If problems are given, it's easy, and means faster to solve. Within 3 minutes, 4 minutes, you can solve. So you have more time for the answers which you are not sure. Am I clear, ma'am?
Sister.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, now it's time. We have passed time already, and I want to thank each one of you for being here this evening. We are about 28. We reached 31. Some had to leave. I think they have other programs. But I like to thank Sister Rekha, most of all. Sister Rekha is my associate in the Pauline Digital Apostolate, along with Sister Janet, who is not here at the moment. And we work together in doing everything online for the gospel. So as you can see, all these webinars which we are organizing, then we do a lot of social media. We actually put on good thoughts. We make known our good books which are available, and even our videos. Now, most of you might have already seen our channel, Pauline's India channel, and also our other channels like Creative Ideas, because we have been putting the videos on that. And even the other channel, we have 3 channels more or less. So Sister Rekha has very clearly told us how to excel in studies. And I'm sure you are making notes, written notes, please. That is what Sister Rekha recommended. Writing has to be specially practiced for you all. As for us, in our generation, we were writing right from childhood, and we didn't have smartphones. So we were writing. And now you have to make an effort to write fast, because we were writing slowly when we were small, but as we went to the first standard, second standard, fourth standard, already by the 10th and 12th, we were super fast. But you have to make an effort because you are mostly on smartphones. So my friends, but don't worry, it's not so difficult to write. If you write, it's also good exercise for your it's a good exercise, believe me. If you don't have enough time for exercise, when you write, remember the fingers, when they are moving, they are also connecting to your brain, and they're making your brain work, the motor nerves, so writing is also a form of exercise. As Sister Rekha said, when you write, I could give you a tip, is write from a storybook. Take a storybook and practice writing. Put an alarm and see now in 3 minutes how many words I write. So next time you say, now suppose in the first 3 minutes you write 150 or 200 words. Now you have to say, in 3 minutes, I have to write 220 words. So if you do this at least once a week, if not every day, then by the end of the month, you will be really competing with yourself. Remember that. Competition is always good with ourselves rather than with others. And then you will increase your speed because you are competing with yourself. So that is one tip I want to give you. And I want to give you more tips because Rekha has done her very good job. And she has already recommended some books to you, which we already sent you actually, Tips to Excel in Studies. Read that up nicely. And also we will be sending you this video again for you to go through. And now I like to introduce you for just 1 minute. We've got a surprise for you actually, and I'm sure you will be happy with this surprise. Let me introduce to you Sister Dorothy. Sister Dorothy, great. Sister Dorothy is in charge of the marketing and publicity of Pauline Publications and Communications, and she makes beautiful posters, beautiful videos, in order to let you know what's available with us so that you can increase your vocabulary, you can increase your reading skills, which we have been telling you. So Sister Dorothy will tell us something now. Yes, Sister Dorothy.
Okay. Dear friends, I'm happy to share this good news with you that for the occasion of Children's Day, the Pauline Publications is offering a special discount of 25% for you, right up to 15th of November. And I'm proposing these titles for class 5 to class 7. These.
Which are these? The title names?
Favorite Tales from Grandpa's Treasury, Mysterious Silly Billy, 60 Stories for Children, 101 Moral Stories. And for class 8 to 10, some good novels, very interesting, which you will really like. The Secret of the Diamond Ring, The Secret Garden, The Basket of Flowers, The Captain's Treasure. And we have for class 11 and 12, for the teenagers, Teens Are Terrific, Life is Beautiful, Befriending Your Emotions, A to Z Tips for Success. And we also have books for your parents, Raising Responsible Teens in a Digital World, The Tech Wise Family, A to Z Tip for Parents, Understanding Your Teens. On the website from tomorrow, A special page dedicated to this discount will be available. Sister Joanna will share the link. Thank you.
There are more titles which we are offering 25% discount on, but Sister Dorothy has recommended some of them. Okay, recommended some of them. So you can buy all, or you can buy one or two. But the big thing is it's 25%. For those of you who don't know percentage and are still learning percentage, 25% means, suppose a book costs 100 rupees on the back. No, the MRP is 100. 25% off means 100 minus 25 means you will get it for 75 rupees. Okay, so that way, if it is 50 rupees, if the book costs 50 rupees, so it is 25% of that, which means book of 50 rupees with 25% would be around 38, like that. So but don't worry, you don't have to calculate. The price will come automatically when you see the book. No, it will be written there, real price, cross, and the 25%. So I suggest you don't buy one book, because when we send by post, especially, you save. When otherwise, for one book, you suppose you spend 70 rupees or 30 rupees for one book, you could spend 30 rupees for two books also, because the postage is on weight. Okay, so buy 2-3 books at a time. Use those books for writing, remember, for increasing your writing practice, for increasing your vocabulary, and also, of course, increasing your knowledge and your values. Do you agree with me? Yes? Yeah. So I will send you the link.
Yes, sister.
Yeah, I'll prepare the page on the website. As I told you, we prepare, Sister Rekha, myself, and Sister Janet. We work on our online marketing on our website, on online shop. I'll send you the link on your personal number. So you can click on it, and there you will see 25% discount books. Click on it and you will see all the books there. So you add those books to your cart, and then you make the payment. Mommy or daddy will help you with the payment. You can pay by UPI. What is UPI? You've heard of Google Pay and
Online payment.
Yes, Google Pay and Paytm, etc. Any of those you can use, or also by NEFT. If you are staying close to Bandra or close to Borivali, you can go there and also buy our books. Okay, and those of you who are in other states of the country, you can go to the place close by, the book center. You will find it on Google Maps. On Google Maps, you put Pauline and you put your place, Trichy or Chennai or wherever, and you'll find the book center there. So with that, my dear friends, I like to conclude this time which we have spent so fruitfully. Sister Rekha and Dorothy have also helped in making this program successful today, and I hope you are benefiting from these videos, from these sessions which we have actually charted out, so that you get an integrated understanding by the time you finish this course in another 2 sessions. Okay. Yeah, somebody has put a chat there, Pauline Book and Media Center on Google Maps. See, when you put Pauline Book and Media Center on Google Map, you will get 15 centers. Remember that we have 15 centers across the country, and you might also get some of our book centers abroad. So don't travel so far. Just put the place. Suppose you are close by, put Pauline Bandra, or put Pauline Borivali, or put Pauline Ahmedabad.
So finally, my dear friends, best of luck to you and happy learning. Thank you for listening to me. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know this hymn, God's love is so wonderful?
Yes, sister.
Good. Now, so unmute and we shall sing it. Sing softly. God's love
is so wonderful. God's love is so wonderful. God's love is so wonderful. Oh, wonderful love.
so Hi. Put your hands up.
We can't get over it. So
Low. Go down. You can't get
under it. It's so
wide. You
we
can't
can't get around it. Oh, wonderful love.
So I love all of you with all my heart, and I thank you for being around me with your loving and sweet smiles. And see you next time for the course by Sister Michelle Matthias on tips for public speaking. Okay, it's on the 6th of November at 5 p.m. Try not to be absent, and I have a surprise for you, which I will tell you on WhatsApp. So in order to benefit from the surprise, I'm telling you again, watch all the videos we send you and remember all that we have told you so that you can win a prize later. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye, sister.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye, sister. Thank you.
sisters. Good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
sister.
Good night. Bye, sister. Bye, sister.
Bye-bye.
Bye.